In this episode, I will be talking about why class is a more puissant construct than race in today's society. The unintelligent and nascent doesn't realize that class is indeed a stronger construct and vinculum than race in today's prodigiously corporatist and often crony capitalistic society. The upper class, that is the wealthy, always sticks together to avariciously advocate and lobby for their interests, even to the detriment of the middle class. They even often manipulate the middle class with racial dichotomies to engender an our race versus their race polarization, whereas it really should be an our class versus their class polarization. That is, a class conflict between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie as prognosticated by Karl Marx. While this divide and conquer stratagem reigns, unbeknownst to the middle class, the upper class, regardless of race, mirthfully cohabitates and enjoys similar luxuries, which is why wealthy whites, Asians, blacks, Latinos, etc. all amicably coexist in their bubble, unperturbed by the quotidian travails and difficulties of the middle class, while the middle class, regardless of race, mostly suffers together. Alas, class is thus a more consequential factor to welfare, but unfortunately, the middle class is too uninitiated to see it. Specifically, as obtrusively evinced in the recent 2016 elections and in our current political milieu, upper-class whites who wield a preponderance of American socio-political power sow seeds of fear into middle-class whites to be weary of and have misgivings about fellow middle-class minorities, tacitly intimating that race is a stronger bond. Meanwhile, the upper-class whites advocate exclusively for their patrician interests, which wealthy minorities also ironically enjoy, while the middle-class white gullibly associates itself with the upper-class whites to spite the middle-class minorities. Consequently, the middle-class whites are swindled by the upper-class whites, while the middle-class minorities also contemporaneously suffer the burdensome and often exacerbating impositions of the middle-class whites. Ultimately, the upper class wins, while the middle classes suffer. Middle-class whites in this case are indeed the conservative middle-class whites, and it's about time they became sagacious. That's my argument. Thank you for your audience.